So I realized something recently. You've been listening to my thoughts, but you don't really know me. You know my opinions, you know my faith language, you know my grit, but you don't know how much of this was built while I was still breaking. So today I want to kind of rewind it, not to impress you, but to orient you. Because if you're new here, or if you've been here for a while, you deserve to know who's talking to you. This is Between God and Grit. I'm Lamarcus Strickland. I'm a coach, author of the Beta Blueprint. I'm a husband, father of 3, and a man still becoming. Before the mic, there was pressure. Pressure to provide, pressure to lead, pressure to be the strong one. Air quotation with that. I didn't grow up thinking I'd have a podcast or be coaching people. I grew up learning how to survive conversations, how to read the room, how to carry responsibility early. Now, really quick, my parents are still together. They're amazing. I have great relationships with my family. I have 2 brothers. Shout out to my oldest brother, Calvin, his amazing wife, Crystal, his amazing kiddos, London and Raiden. Great man of God, great family, great woman of God, great kids that love the Lord. Amazing. Shout out to my little brother. Yes, I am the middle. We'll get to that. He is a chief in the United States Navy. Been doing that for so many years now. Has an amazing wife who also served our country, named Samantha, and 2 amazing, my niece and nephews, Camden and Cadence. I'm telling you, prettiest kids you'll ever see. Raiden, amazing nephew. London, an amazing niece. Beautiful children from both my brothers. And I'm saying that, yes, it's biased, but it is what it is. And so I had to carry responsibility early, not because I was forced to do anything. I didn't come, together like Remember the Titans. I had 12 brothers and sisters, and they all counted on me. No, it's not like that. My parents provided. Matter of fact, they took us out of an area and plopped us into an area that nurtured who I am today. But the responsibility early aspect was the fact that my parents were like, you're going to grow up to be a man. You're going to grow up to be a man of God. You're going to have a family. You need to understand early that there's a cost for everything and there's responsibility that you have towards your family. So I learned how to perform strength before I learned how to process pain. And there's nothing wrong with that. And somewhere along the way, I learned something dangerous, that being capable can hide being unhealthy. I wasn't healthy. So I had some experiences in church. People bullied me, things of that sort. And clearly it didn't make me do anything stupid. But I'm just letting you know that God has allowed us all to be capable, but He also wants us all to be healthy. The Beta Blueprint speaks about the 6 areas of life. I'm not a CPA or an accountant, so I talk about tithing and generously giving your money I have a big place in my heart for the poor, a huge place in my heart for widows because that is biblical, and a huge place in my heart for people that are sick or lame that just need it, even in, widows, but listen, widowers, or just single moms. Yes, I have a place, but I will never forget single dads. The world, in my opinion, loves to help single moms, and I'm with that. Let's continue to help these amazing women, but I will not forget the dads. I am a dad, and I've seen how when your wife is pregnant, the doctor speaks to her and not you. I've experienced. I have a special needs child. There's like a teddy bear care service for cooks one time, and my wife was like, "You go with our daughter," and they shoulder thrust me. They put me in the back. It was just super disrespectful because they were like, "All right, mama, let's go," and she was like, "No, we're not doing that." My wife was like, "We're not doing that. He's gonna go. He's the other half." We made these kids together, and they didn't like that. It was a teddy bear care service or something like that for Cook's children here in DFW. Trash, man. If I didn't have composure, I probably would have swung on 2 of those cats, but that's not okay. Okay? But I digress. I believed in God long before I was formed by him. What does that mean? It means I did know scripture. I memorized every book of the Bible as a kid. They used to call me little preacher. I knew the language. I knew how to sound right. But knowing God and being submitted to God are not the same thing. I had faith, but not always alignment. I had calling, but not always character. I had vision, but not always discipline. And if you're listening and you're nodding right now, you're my people. I'm letting y'all know that right now. Man, I used to cut it, open the Bible. I had a perm back in the day. I don't know why I did that. I promise you I had the girl catcher. I've only had my hair braided one time. Man, it's just cold. It's a culture thing. You know, you want to bring, is this being racist? Shut up and get off my podcast, bro. I'm the least most racist, non-judgmental person you'll ever meet. Why? Because I've failed too many times to judge, too. And I've dealt with racism, but I've also laughed at racist jokes. I'm not going to lie. Comedy is everywhere, they say. Anyway, and so, like, again, I had faith, but not always alignment. Submission brings yourself into alignment with God because you're not making it about you. You understand? And just on a weird side note about being submitted, I believe the Dallas Cowboys need to submit to their fans and let Jerry Jones retire and don't even put Stephen Jones ahead of anything. Bring somebody new in so we can try to get some type of thing. It's been 30 freaking years, bruh. I don't care about no Dak Prescott or Dakota as his real name is. CD Lamb doing that whole pointing whatever thing he does, celebrations. Shout out to George Pickens, though. He did his thing this year. But I'm saying we need more. We need new direction. Speaking of, it's like February 21st, I think, today. And everybody's like, I have a New Year's resolution. Don't do no New Year's resolutions, fam. We ain't doing that. It's not new year, new me. No, it's the same you from last year, but it's a new direction. You recourse, you change your plight. That's how we gonna do things, okay? But I need you to understand, why does this podcast exist? This podcast was never about perfection. Again, Denzel, we will be perfect in every way of the game. You drop a pass, you run a mile. You understand? We ain't talking about no passes. Oh, no, he said we will be perfect in every aspect of the game. You drop a pass, you run around, you run a mile, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I love movies, by the way. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. If y'all watch Sorry Not Sorry with me and my guy Malik, that's my bro, you'll understand what the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3 means. You'll understand that. Any shout out to Malik. Check this out really quick. I'm letting y'all know, like, the Sorry Not Sorry podcast is not dead. All right. There's a lot of scheduling issues. My kids are doing so many things. Malik is growing and doing his thing with his amazing wife and his amazing kids. But we going to come together. I think it's springtime when we're going to do season 2, episode 1. Just him and me. Frank is still here. I'm letting y'all know this right now. But Frank is really, really busy. He's some big timer for this Christian Apple company. And yes, not Apple actually, but like they do technology. They're building things and helping churches and things of that sort. They're doing things that no other company out there is doing. So Frank's got he's got a lot to do and he's killing it. So check out Chilling with the Fam. It's coming soon. And I'll post a link to my guy Malik's, my co-host, new podcast. It's a solo podcast like this. You know, we both need creative outlets. They're different. He's a Commander fan. We don't really talk about that, but he's a Commander fan. He says he's living behind enemy lines. Stop it. He likes it. He likes the controversy. Anyway, so what did I mean by perfection? You know, it was about tension. The space between who God is shaping you to be and who you still are on your worst days. Okay. That is between God and grit. I didn't want a polished Christian show. A lot of those polished Christian shows are cupcakes. And I love cupcakes, especially strawberry and lemon. And I just love cupcakes. I love foods. Like I had a blog called Foodies Love Jesus, and it was fire. You know what I mean? But consistency is key. I don't want a polished Christian show. I wanted a place for men and women who love God but feel unfinished. Who understand, hey, I still may be knee deep in this addiction, but I'm trying to pursue God every day and get the help that I need every day. And that's what freaking gets me pumped. It gets me so hyped because it's like, I get it. Let me walk with you, boss. All walks of life, all shades of color. That's who I want. I want the holy misfits, the bottom of the barrel for society. Why? Because you have something to give, something to bring, something to grow. God has a plan for every single person. Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in the sycamore tree. Finish the song. Zacchaeus was a tax collector, shyster, a shady mofo. He really was. But God saw him and said, I'm coming to your house, boss. God didn't go for the elites. He didn't go for, oh my gosh, you're perfect. He already knows nobody's perfect, but he went for those that understood, hey, I am broken. I am shattered. And I need you, Jesus. Those are the people I want to be in community with. I'm going to tell you for real. I went through hell. Okay. I've made bad decisions. I've made messed up mistakes. And yet these people, somehow the church has gotten to a place where they think, hey, I am holier than thou because I haven't messed up like you. Sin is sin, people. Fam, sin is sin. Again, I wanted a place for men and women who love God but feel unfinished and understand it is okay to be unfinished. We will never be finished. Only God is finished. Only our Lord Jesus Christ is done. We fail in multiple aspects every single flipping day. And I don't want those people that believe, hey, I didn't cuss today. I'm better than you. I don't need you. I cannot walk with you. I cannot do anything with that. Again, I'm not here to be your rock. I'm here to be your blueprint. I created the Beta Blueprint for a purpose and a reason, the 6 areas of life. And if you don't know what that is mental wealth, spiritual wealth, emotional wealth, physical wealth, financial wealth. And the last thing is relational wealth. Now, again, financial, we're talking about tithing and giving your money. I wrote a book called Little Big Miracles, y'all. And the whole premise of the book, and it's a fantastic book. And I'm not saying that because I'm biased. I'm saying it because the message is you always have something to give. You always have someone to help. To look for opportunities through the eyes of God, of somebody. You don't always have to give money. Understand me when I say that. You don't always have to give money. You can give time. You can give love. You can give communication. Walking with someone. Everybody needs somebody. And not everybody has everybody. If you know what that means, you're trekking with me. If you're not, let me say it again. Everybody needs somebody, but not everybody needs everybody. You can be that somebody for somebody. And that somebody is a person that gets out of their own way, gets out of their own routine to see if somebody is okay. To see if somebody is in need of some type of assistance. And the crazy thing is I've never told you my story properly. Not because I didn't want to, but because I was still living it. And I'm still living it right now. So I wanted to jump on real quick and just tell you that in the next episode, I'm going to talk about the season where everything cracked. Not with details, but with truth. Because breakdowns don't always look dramatic. Sometimes they look quiet and costly. So stay with me. Until next time, remember this. I love y'all. And keep God first, and all will fall into place. I'll see you on the next episode. Holla. Peace.